So we're in the doctor's office here at the veterinarian clinic, and I've got my squirrel here. He is definitely camera shy. Yeah, he's pissed off about being in here. He doesn't want to be here. You can hear him. He's really going off the chain, boy. And then he sees him in the camera, so he's like, "Who is that squirrel over there?" You know. Hey, we're gonna get your leg fixed up. He's looking for. I got my hoodie on, so he likes to hang out in the pocket. But I gotta keep him out for the doctor, because the doctor's getting ready to come in. You all right? Yeah, he's really tripping out. I'm trying to relax him. I scratch him right here behind his ears, you know, and he really likes that. I don't want to talk too loud, though, because the loud hurts his ears, I noticed. So I gotta try to be real, you know, real gentle and calm with him, because he gets really frustrated very easily. Hey there. Hey there.
Okay.
You're the doctor.
I am. So
Oh,
I'm Dr.
nice.
Bender. So
Hi there,
I'm just
doctor.
gonna put this here for right now.
Okay.
Just because that's gonna be our backup plan.
Okay, cool.
So what we're gonna do is, it's kind of actually perfect where he is, but Serena's wearing some gloves, so she's gonna hold him, and I'm gonna do my best to look at everything.
Okay.
So actually, if you leave his little head tucked to there. Okay.
It's gonna be okay, buddy. It's all right. It's okay.
All right. And I have this just on standby, because if we do need to like put him under anesthesia or do anything, that's what we're gonna use. So. And he's been eating for you so far.
Yes, ma'am. He eats well. You know, he doesn't have any problem eating. I know his like little ribs isn't broken or anything like that. I know it's just his knee.
Okay. And you basically you kind of help some people out with squirrels, so you've done this sort of thing before.
Yes, ma'am. I have a tree service, and when I cut down trees, I get squirrels all the time.
Hello.
I got my camera on, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. My friends on Facebook, they call me all the time when they have squirrels and raccoons, and I go get them.
Okay.
This guy was from Midway. He got hit by a car.
Okay.
And so I went and got him yesterday. And he doesn't like people. You know, he's wild.
Okay.
So this is his first people experience. I keep him in one of the cages by himself, so he's not around other squirrels. And you can see his leg is just like completely crushed.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the normal one first, and then I'll look at
his other leg is fine. I mean, his little toes are just fine and everything, but his other leg, that one leg, is really bad.
Okay.
He can't move it. It's like he's paralyzed. You know, it's almost like the whole bone is crushed.
Yeah. Yeah. So it feels like. Let's see.
And I know it does hurt him pretty bad, because if I touch it in a certain area, he will just go nuts.
Yeah, so pretty much it's like above the knee.
Yeah, see, it's right there on his knee. Yeah, you can see he didn't like that.
His femur.
I was worried it might be like fluid that's built up, and maybe you got to pop it or something. You know, maybe it needs to drain, or maybe it's swollen and it needs ice. I don't know. You're the doctor.
Yeah, there's definitely swelling, and it definitely feels like there's a fracture. So, because you know, I can feel the knee here, so you can kind of feel where it bends, and then there's some protrusion right here. So it seems like the femur somewhere is broken. It does feel pretty swollen.
Oh boy, yeah, he doesn't like that. That hurts him.
The good news is it looks closed, so there's no like bone poking out. I don't see any scab. I don't see any blood.
Yeah, no, I didn't see any blood either. He was
I always feel your front legs just to be sure. Okay. And what we'll do is we're gonna put him down. Okay, let's get a weight for him first, and then I'll get a towel around. And I'm gonna put him in here for a minute, because then that way I can kind of watch how he moves around. Because he's gonna want to go right back into your hoodie. So we can do this. Okay. You want a bigger towel? This ready.
That's a really neat box you've got there.
Yeah. Perfect for things like this.
He's bit me a couple times, but he doesn't really honk down. I've had him honk down and fracture my finger before and go into my bone. They've got some pretty vicious teeth.
Oh, yeah. So if you go that way. There you go. And then you're gonna stay. You gotta come out, buddy. You gonna stay in there? It's 244 grams. 244. Okay. 244 grams. Okay. What was that? I think I'm okay for right now. Alright, let's see. Now he's gonna stay in there.
So would you wrap him up and put his leg in his splint and everything? Is that how this works?
So we have a few options.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Alright. Oh, I know, you're scared. That's okay. Alright, let's just watch you for a second. So it definitely feels like there's a fracture. It's a closed fracture.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to know exactly what's going on with the leg would be to take a radiograph, so to take an x-ray. Of course, he's not going to let us hold him there for an x-ray with him awake. We would have to sedate him for that. And that's part of the reason the box is really helpful, because we could do gas anesthesia through the box, so then he would fall asleep, so we would be able to take x-rays. Similarly, if we did want to put like a bandage or a splint on it, he would have to be asleep for that, because he's just not going to stay still enough for it. That being said, depending on what the fracture looks like, sometimes the best thing to do is to kind of cage rest him. Because, again, he's a wild squirrel. And if we put a big splint on it, sometimes he's just going to try to chew that off. And what we really don't want him to do is we don't want him to try to chew the whole leg off and like make things worse.
Yes.
So it really depends on what the fracture looks like and where it is.
Okay.
I mean, one thing is that it just happened yesterday. So sometimes when you have a paralysis like this, with time, you will get some, kind of movement again, and he'll be able to move it. That being said, if he can't move it, so if we give him like pain meds and things for a few days and it's not getting better, the question is, can he live a good quality of life? Because the main thing with any animal, whether it's wildlife or a pet, is we don't want him to suffer. So if it gets to a point where he can't use a leg at all and he's falling over, that's when we start to talk about things like humane euthanasia. Just because we don't want him to suffer. We don't want him to be in pain. Certainly we can do things like give him pain medication and stuff, but if that's not working and he can't live his normal squirrel life, then that's not going to be good for him.
I know, it wouldn't be good at all.
So for today, kind of our options are, one, we could, like I said, get x-rays to get the most information. That can really help, because honestly, if it looks like he broke his pelvis, or like his hips, that kind of thing, then there's less of a chance that it's going to heal well. Versus if it's just the femur, it's more likely to be able to heal. Even if it's not 100% normal, if it can heal well enough that he can climb, and he can feel it, and he can use it, then he can, go back to the wild and live a happy squirrel life. So x-rays would be helpful. Just to give you an estimate, kind of total-wise, x-rays tend to be about $150. And then, we have to put him under anesthesia for it. That's going to add about like $70. If we send him home with medications, typically medications are about $30, $35 each. So depending on what we see and we decide.
That's fine. I don't mind paying for it. That's fine. I want to make sure his leg heals properly.
So why don't we do that? So if you give me a minute, that's why I put him in the box.
With my luck, his shit would be all jacked up and he'd never be able to use his leg again. So maybe there's something simple that you can do. So at least that way, if we look, we'll have more information. And, I'll tell you if it looks like, it looks like his pelvis is broken. Because he's trying to use it, he's tough, I can see him. But that back leg, there's just no movement in it, and
So why don't we do this? If you give me a minute, I'll bring him to the back.
Okay.
I just have a form to sign. Just to be clear, I know you've rehabilitated some squirrels before, but do you have a rehabilitator license?
No,
or
ma'am, I
anything?
don't.
Okay, all right.
I'd like to have one. I know
You
they're
should,
not.
you know,
they're not
look
hard.
into getting that.
Yeah.
You know, just because I mean, again, we're gonna do our best to help the squirrel out, of course. But you know, of course, you have to have the rehabilitator license. You know, to make everything legal. So if you give me a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna bring him to the back. And then I just have a little paper for you to sign, and then we'll go ahead and get some images.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
doctor.
no problem. Actually, I'll leave him there for one second.
Okay.
We'll come back here.
They're gonna fix you all up, buddy. You're gonna get all fixed up. You're gonna be just fine. So you guys heard what the doctor said. She's gonna fix up Squirrely. Squirrely's good to go. You're gonna get some x-rays, bro, and everything's gonna be all right. The doctor's gonna come back, and she's gonna give you guys x-rays, and everything's gonna be all right. And I know you're having a hard time in that box right now, but things are gonna get better, I promise. I promise. I'm gonna sign out right now, you guys. I'll be back soon.